Well, let's do it. Let's do our biggest disappointments. Let's get the sad stuff out of the way.
I'm borderline infuriated by putting microtransactions like that in a $60 retail game.
Then give away the game.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. If it was a free-to-play game with microtransactions, you'd have an argument. But it's a $60 retail game. You're
So
nuts.
Speaking of which, the last thing I put on biggest disappointment, which is the one I'm willing to fight for, is Plants vs. Zombies 2.
Wait, what do you mean fight for?
Like, I
You
think this should
kills.
win this disappointment.
Oh, win biggest disappointment. Got it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So are we going to say that microtransactions, just in general, or for retail games, or
Yeah,
for
Yeah.
ill-fitting?
So I don't want to
Yeah.
say just Plants vs. Zombies 2 because Microsoft screwed over an entire launch with
Yeah,
it.
I think that the whole pay-to-pay structure.
Yeah.
Is that what we want to call it? Pay-to-pay?
pay to play, pay to play. Yeah, something like that.
I think we can segue into best development of the year.
Yeah, basically the trend we want to see more of, I
Or-
guess.
Yeah.
Or things that like happened this year that we really like.
Yes.
All right, next on this list is shorter, more condensed games.
God, thank you. Yes.
Yes.
God,
Yeah, I
best-
put this on this after seeing
Babies.
like well stuff
You
like
know-
Far Cry Blood Dragon, Far Cry Dragon,
For Assassin's Creed.
Far Assassin's Creed. It's amazing for Assassin's Creed.
Oh man, I don't know. They're all
I'm not
great.
against shorter, most condensed games as the winner.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
that's the one that I like the best.
I agree. Although I have fun. Although I
Mark,
have
it doesn't
had
matter
fun.
because you're outvoted now.
Yeah, well, I'm the one who put that up anyway, so yeah, that's cool.
Let's talk about the biggest fuck ups of 2013.
I feel like we're starting with a showstopper on this one.
Are we though?
Because the big cat, the first one on this category is like the most obvious one. Are we counting like the first step of tumbling down the hill or the whole tumble down?
Well,
Because
okay.
if so, then it has to be the Xbox
Something
One.
about it's not the fall that kills you. It's the I don't know. All right, so I don't know. So are we going with Xbox One?
I think that there's no other answer.
Congratulations, Xbox One. You're the biggest fuck up of the year.
Congratulations.
And at this rate, possibly the biggest fuck up of next year.
And fortunately, we have a product for people who aren't able to get some form of connectivity. It's called Xbox 360.
Right. Stick with 360. That's your message. If you don't,
Well,
you don't like it.
if you have zero access
Yeah.
to the internet, that is an offline device. I
Yeah.
mean, seriously, when I read the blogs and thought about who's really the most impacted, there was a person who said, hey, I'm on a nuclear sub.
Right.
And I don't even know what it means to be on a nuclear sub, but I've got to imagine that it's not easy to get an internet connection.
No, just kidding. We're talking about roguelikes.
Saints Row 4.
And rogues and roguelike. Best rogue.
Roguelike, and I think is the proper nomenclature.
See, I wanted to just call this category best rogue, and then we'd frame it in talking about the characters for each of these games.
Does a rogue like also take your shield? But man, Risk of Rain, huh? That's a really
I've-
good game.
I have played a bit of that, and maybe it's a lot better in co-op, but I don't
I've
see
never
what
played
it's
co-op.
doing that Rogue Legacy isn't.
More variety?
Were you joking about Risk of Rain, Mike?
No,
No, he really loves Risk of Rain.
Yeah,
Oh,
Risk of
okay,
Rain
cool.
is awesome.
I still really need to check it out. Alright, so, cool. Roguelikes.
Wait, hold on.
What?
Who added Mass Effect 3 to best 2012-2013 game?
I don't know what's going on.
Probably wasn't me.
It was Mark. Mark.
We start with the winner, which is Spelunky,
FTL.
but FTL is also there. Xenoblade, not Mass Effect 3, Trials Evolution, and Zombie U.
And Mass Effect 3. Oh, 4. Okay.
Okay, so I don't want Bioshock Infinite on this list.
Why?
I'm fine with that.
I don't think it's a very good game. Like, I really enjoyed it. I think, okay, well, you rephrase it. I think it's the best, one of the 10 best games of the year, but the things it tried to do, it either didn't do well enough or stopped short.
See, I think I agree with you because it has a beautiful story, a beautiful setting, some wonderful plot ideas, but the game itself is just wander around, murder endless waves of dudes.
Yeah.
And it's so repetitive. Yeah, I'm not going to be so totally disappointed because I knew going in that at the very least it was going to be outvoted.
Yeah.
At the very, very least.
Yeah. And this
So-
this just happens.
In
And-
case
and-
anyone
and
hasn't figured it out yet, we're talking about Gran Turismo 6.
Gran Turismo 6.
I think it has a really nice poppy main theme.
Dun, 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 dun.
So I loved Brothers, but I don't know that it's the best game of the year.
Agreed.
I got it in a Steam sale, so I haven't played it, and I feel
I
bad.
guess when you look at those last 4 besides it, like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like it doesn't hang with those games. It is the most like in terms of I've not seen a game in years that is the most well executed vision.
Of a director,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah. Like this is one guy who's making a game about death.
Well, and
He's making it so succinctly and so clearly that it's just like
So
Mario.
it's not Dear Esther?
It is not Dear Esther.
No,
it is
it's
a
a
legitimate video
It's-
game.
Yeah, so the 4 we have is The Last of Us, Gone Home, Super Mario 3D World, and Zelda: A Link Between Worlds.
So is this where we like throw the knife into the middle of the room and all look at each other? Like the
Okay, so the problem we have right now is that I really liked The Last of Us, but I didn't Game of the Year like it. Like I legitimately think it is one of the best, most well-crafted games this year, but it's a game that doesn't say much.
So
My problem with The Last of Us is that it is incredibly well crafted, and like anybody who tries to play it could easily see how well crafted it is. But it's boring. It's paint dry boring.
at
I
some
don't think it's paint dry boring. I think okay, so the way I played this game is that I turned off the listen mode thing, like that shows you enemies through walls, and that makes like every moment of that game incredibly tense because you never know when anything is about to happen.
I think these
Yeah.
last 3 games are very interesting because they're so different. Like even
Yes.
Mario and Zelda, they're like all different aspects of gaming. Even The Last of Us too. Like you look at those
Yeah.
4, and that's like I don't know what you'd call like the cardinal directions of gaming.
Well, yeah, I was right. Yeah, exactly. So, and I'll say about Zelda on the the Pierce Belita dad scale that I feel like I'm wandering a lot in Zelda and not necessarily making the most of my time. And that's one of the reasons I'd pick Gone Home and 3D World over Zelda.
Did we choose a game? I'm
Yeah,
so confused.
I'm not sure. I
I
lost
think we just are we just
we
like looking up to just leave without picking anything?
Yeah.
Just turn off the lights, shut down while they're both on
Yeah,
stage.
someone's gonna have to go back and like meticulously track every vote change to figure out where we end up.
I'm pretty sure we settled on Gone Home.
But it's gonna be like, so Imran voted for Gone Home 6 times and Mario 4 times. Matt voted for Gone Home 3 times.
All right, let's do one last vote here.
Oh my gosh, shit. How is this happening?
I don't know.
They're-
Who knows? Maybe not Mark changed his vote.
well, that's
Okay.
the problem. They're both so good,
Yeah.
but they're not directly comparable.
we can't just say Mario is better than Gone Home because how?
Yeah, because how is it handled its jumping better? I mean, what are you gonna say?
Does Gone Home have Goombas?
Okay, so it doesn't really matter what I
No,
vote.
it doesn't matter.
Okay then, Gone Home, Game of the Year.
Gone Home, Game of the
really?
Year.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
I actually was gonna vote Mario that time.
That wasn't like joke hesitation.
Yeah, I mean,
They're so close.
if we go on another 20 minutes, it might change.
Again,
I'm totally, I'm totally fine with Gone Home winning.
Yeah, I mean,
Such a unique experience, and yeah.
it's
my only hesitation is that last year we voted Walking Dead, so now it seems like we have some sort of weird narrative game agenda, and usually that's just me.